is how my journey began. On October 11, 2023, Deputy Brian Stone from the Sequoyah County Sheriff's Department unlawfully detained me and my family while we were camping. He detained me on federal land, which is along the lake, which meant that only Fish and Wildlife have jurisdiction there. And I requested a supervisor. He would not give me a supervisor. Alright, after that interaction, I filed an officer complaint and made a report as to the Sequoyah County Sheriff's Department trafficking children along the Arkansas River using the barges. Right after that, they sick CPS after me. Said it was child neglect to take my kids camping. Alright. After that, I filed another officer complaint. After that, Deputy Brian Stone has me arrested for minor in possession of a firearm. Because my kids had BB guns. In his report, he made no mention of the make, model, shape, size, color, serial number, caliber, any information required to determine if it was an actual firearm. Because he didn't investigate. That was a violation of my due process. And that was also him filing a false report against me. Because when you file a request for warrant, that's a sworn affidavit. And he swore that I was allowing my children to be in possession of a firearm when he made that affidavit to the district attorney's office. And because he did not know if they were actual guns or firearms or not, that means he filed a false affidavit and falsified information against me to obtain an arrest warrant. Well, then they have me, I file a federal lawsuit after that in the Muskogee Federal Court against the Sequoyah County Sheriff's Department. Well, after I file my federal lawsuit, here comes another charge. And they have me arrested for a felony charge. Well, they held me for 25 days without bail, which violated my constitutional right under the Oklahoma Constitution and the United States Constitution, as all offenses are bailable except capital crimes. And I only got released because I have physical medical problems for my kidneys. Alright, after I was arrested and after arraignment, they were supposed to schedule a preliminary hearing to determine if sufficient facts exist to form the presumption of guilt. Well, they denied me that process. They didn't have a preliminary hearing, which violated procedural due process, my constitutional rights. Alright. Then, the district attorney's office filed, because the district attorney's office has no evidence against me because I didn't commit the crime. So, they weaponized the competency process and filed an application to determine competency. Well, when you file that application, they're pursuant to 22 OS 1991, 1175, 2 and 3 of the Oklahoma statutes, they were supposed to, by law, had a hearing to give me due process, where then at that hearing they would determine and try to affirm that a doubt exists as to my competency. They didn't do that. Yet again, they violated procedural due process and violated my constitutional rights. All right. And the police report of the alleged victim that I allegedly victimized, she openly admits to forcibly entering my vehicle, which is a felony offense. That's unlawful entry of vehicle. All right. So basically, then to make it more interesting, when I was arrested, I was at the laundromat with my 2 children. They came up, 5 Southside police officers, pointing their guns at me and my kids, threatening to shoot us if I moved too quickly. Forced me onto the ground. And that there is aggravated assault and battery with a deadly weapon and child endangerment ×2. Alright? Then the Southside Police Department searched my vehicle and seized my AR-15, seized my field prep and knives and all my knives in my truck. That was an unlawful search and seizure because they did not have a warrant to search my vehicle. And they can't use the plain view doctrine because they have to suspect that my weapons were used in some kind of crime. They didn't have that suspicion. So, and that's just a handful of the things that have happened so far. The irony is, they're the ones breaking the law, but they're trying to label me the criminal. They have violated my constitutional rights at every turn. They have violated my procedural due process. They have assaulted me and my children. They have done terrible things to us, yet they want everyone to believe that I am the criminal. That's hilarious. But the truth is about to come out, y'all. Stay tuned, because when they mess with me, my kids, They crossed the line. I am sick and tired of Sequoyah County's corruption. I'm sick and tired of being framed and accused of shit that I haven't done. They will be going to jail, and I will be winning my lawsuits. I have filed federal lawsuit against the district attorney's office, against Judge Kyle E. Waters. I have filed a federal lawsuit against the Salso Police Department and the Sequoyah County Sheriff's Department. I have everything I need to win these lawsuits, and they are trying to weaponize the competency process, because what they are hoping, they probably paid off the evaluator to have me found incompetent, so that if they can do that, they can strip me of my voice, they can strip me of my right to argue my defense and testify. They can strip me of everything, and that's their tactic, and it ain't gonna work, because they did not follow procedure due process, so these cases are gonna be dismissed here in January. That's a guarantee, because I've already filed the motion to vacate. I'm gonna have it set for hearing, and if they refuse to dismiss it for failing to follow procedural due process, and, well, I file an appeal from there, and the appellate court will dismiss it. Y'all stay tuned. It's going to get interesting.